Hello guys, welcome to another London Close webinar. We're gonna look at the market, speak about what happened today, what has been moving the market, and let's jump into. But I have to say, very slow day. I think it's more quiet than I was actually expecting because yesterday, of course, we had the FOMC. It moved the market a little bit, and today I thought that we would see a kind of continuation. Doesn't matter what side, but I was expecting some kind of moves today. People pricing in any new information that they now believe that is gonna come to the market and change anything, but looks like the market is very quiet and nothing pretty much changed. If I go to the euro here, and let me go to this 4-hour chart, and let me go to maybe a 1-hour chart, for example, we can see that we are still in this range pretty much, isn't it? So very quiet market. Cable, same thing, very quiet in here, nothing really happening. Dollar Canadian, it's one that has been moving a little bit, but it's still inside of this range between 133 and 132.30. Nothing really to speak about. Dollar Swiss, another one which has been moving, but it's still inside of this rising wedge, right? Nothing really to think about. We're pretty much getting close to the middle of this rising wedge, so nothing really to do there. Dollar yen, very slow kind of move here. We had seen a sell-off regarding the BOJ. The BOJ didn't change too much of their views and what they think, but they already they gave hints that that they will take some kind of actions soon, which is very similar to what the Fed has been doing. RBNZ and other banks cutting interesting rates even further. Keep in mind that the Japanese, they are already on negative interest rates, so they didn't cut yesterday, and that's why the market, the Japanese got some move higher, which means dollar again lower. So nothing really there. Aussie, it's here, and I'm quite surprised that the Aussie is still here, to be very honest with you, because if I go back to the dollar, we have seen the dollar really going lower here, selling off, but why the Aussie is not around here, for me, it's very surprising to see, and that already give us a view that, if you want to sell the dollar, the Aussie is not the best play. Is not the best play because of this, so heavy. Same for the QE, and the QE actually is making new lows right now as we speak, and I think it's a matter of time now that this is going to break this last low, which is at 62.69. I don't think we're going to stop anywhere, until he gets here, at least. I do personally think we're gonna drop even further. I have been saying this for the last few sessions, if you have been following us, that I believe that we're gonna go somewhere to close to the 62 zone, or even below that a little bit. I think that's the next support, very important support for the QE right now. And that has been, but one market that has been moving today and has been with a strong trend is the S&P, is the equity market. They have been moving higher. The S&P, if we look at the daily here, we can see that we are very close to make new record highs, believe it or not, in this market. Very close, and this can easily happen tomorrow or even today, right? If you look and if you start thinking about the other side of the market, the sellers, they will they are already thinking about, getting out of the way and let the market do what he has to do. And I think it's a matter of time that we're going to start breaking this new high and start going further, because I don't see shorter term and longer term nothing bearish yet in this market. Yeah, so for that reason, you can see the S&P very close to the new highs, down as well, same thing, very close to break to new record highs. Nasdaq, same thing, very close to break new highs. So you can see the three of them still hasn't broke to new highs, but very close to. Let's see, European, the DAX has been going higher, but it's still at this trend line resistance, guys. So anyone that thinks that the DAX will make a top very soon, I think this is the place to do it. Put sell in here, put your risk just above this previous high, and see what the market has to do. But would I do that? Not really. I don't like to be in front of this move on the equities. Let's see the very quickly here the FTSE. FTSE is the same thing, close to breaking this last high here, this high from September this month so far, but still very far away from the record high here on the FTSE. So nothing much interesting there, but one thing's for sure, this candle of today is very bullish. So if we do close somewhere here or even higher, tomorrow the chance of continuation is quite high. Yeah. And I think that's all. Let's have a quick look on bonds. This one has been the one we have been watching. You can see it's very messy, not respecting too much this channel that we spoke yesterday. But if you look the weekly and daily, you see the market is trying to reverse. And what I think the market is trying to do here is pretty much trying to correct about 50% of this move lower. So you can see that we came very close. Yeah, very close to the 50% of the previous candle, the previous week's candle, and we're still here. So I think it's all about time for this market to continue moving lower and getting back to this 128, 127 handle. That's why I like the dollar yen long to be on the long side, but I have to wait and see. Yeah, going back to the dollar yen here, you can see that on the daily we are pretty much retesting this broken trend line here, but it's not the perfect trend line. It's not one that I said, okay, it's the most really good trend line, very clean trend line. It's not, because we only had two highs from there, but it's one that you can use as reference. And it's still, today's low is pretty much there by the pip. So I think that we can use this low as a point of exit, exit, right? So if I go back to the 4 hour here on the dollar yen, we can see that we're still not making new lows, right? We are not making new lows, as you can see, still there. So if I see this going back to this, back to the bill above this zone here again, I think it's gonna go to new highs again on the dollar again. But for now, I don't know if I would probably do business here. I prefer to do something closer to the zone of support, which is around 0745 or so. Yeah, 107.50. I think that's the good level, good zone to work with on the dollar yen if you want to be on the long term, on the long side on the dollar yen. Let's have a quick look on gold. So gold yesterday had a sell-off on the FOMC, but as you can see, the market pretty much is where we were at the Fed at the FOMC event, and I'm starting to believe that we are in a kind of a triangle formation here. I don't know what the top line is, if it's this one here or the higher one, but these two is the ones I'm watching and see what can happen. But keep in mind, if we start breaking low here, I do think that there is a possibility that we have a head and shoulders in play. So if we do break this zone here, I think that the market will correct even further. Okay, so let's calculate here. If this is a really head and shoulders and they start breaking the neckline, we can see that the target will be around this 1400 zone. Yeah, 14100 zone. So let's go back to the weekly here. So what does that mean? Means that on the weekly here we can easily not easily, but you know, if that trade heading shoulders play out, we can reach the 114 area before moving up again, which looks amazing for me. I think if this happens, it's going to be a really good gift, really good gift, because if you buy here, you know, your stop loss is here, your initial target, you know, somewhere here or even higher. So I think the risk reward here, if the gold reach that 1400 level, I think it's going to be amazing for us as a traders, with a really good opportunity. Same for silver. And silver for me, it's a little bit messy, but let's have a quick look here. Let's try a few things here. I look silver, but I don't really like to trade silver because of the aggressive moves he has sometimes, which is over exaggerated. And you can see here maybe another triangle as well, right? So if we do break this big level here, 17.38, and then I think we can, you know, move even lower. And then what you can do, and what I recommend you to do it, is to use gold as a reference. Yeah, so as gold reach that head and shoulders target, that's when you can take some profits on the silver trade if you have any. That is silver. And let's check another market here. Let's check Bitcoin. Bitcoin, guys, I think is getting close to some really good levels, and this is the daily chart. Yeah, so we are, you know, working very hard on this 38.2 fib extension from the low we made December last year to the high we made in June, and we are in a very clean triangle, right? So as close as we get to here is a great opportunity to buy, and you know, as close as we get here is a great opportunity to sell or close any longs. And if we do have the breakout, I think this thing is gonna go very quickly to the upside. Yeah, don't forget the whole move we had from the 3,000 all the way to 13,000. Yeah, close to 14,000, and now the market is correlated. You know, it's doing this correction period, and look the RSI. Yeah, just below the 50 level, as you expect the market to go, and anytime that the market wants to break this triangle, the RSI shows it's ready to go. Yeah, it has the energy to give that another boost to the upside. So this here is another one I'm watching. I will be trading this. I'm already getting some longs here, getting prepared for that. My stop loss is a daily candle below this trend line here. If we do have a daily close below, that's when I can close my longs and maybe jump to the other side of the market, which is selling, and put the risk here just in the middle of this triangle, and with a target, you know, between somewhere here at the 7,000. I believe that's a really good level to put your targets at. Another market to watch, Tesla. Yeah, this is another one I'm being watching, and keep in mind this zone here that we are at the moment, this 260, guys, it's really big. If we do start breaking that and close above it, you know, I think we can come and start flying away above that very quickly. Yeah, so what I like here is that we were in a kind of a range, we broke below, you know, went all the way to this trend line support, you know, by the pip, bounced, and here we are. So if we start breaking inside, getting back inside of this range, I think that's when the market can really give some people a shock. People that shorted, you know, they agree that they are wrong, and they start cutting their trades, and that's when we can see big moves here in Tesla. So that's one that to keep in mind. I think while we are above this trend line here, on the long term we are bullish, which we still, and see how it is. So it's all about this trend line here as well, right? We are feeling already 3 highs there, as you can see. Last week's high, and two other highs here. So if you start breaking this trend line here, guys, keep in mind 300, or even higher, 370. That's those levels I would keep in mind and put my target at. Another big mover here, as I can see, let's see, Bitcoin, we already spoke about some cryptocurrencies. Yeah, big moves today. Here we can see here minus 5% here on XRP. Let's see here on the daily. As you can see, it's not as great, it's not as clean as Bitcoin is, right? But we can see we broke triangle here. A very clean break here, by the way. Very clean break, and retested, and a big bounce. Yeah, so it's all about this level here, to be honest. Can we get above? Yeah, great level, and here's a great support as well, isn't it? Yeah, great. Yeah, guys, and I think that's also a very quiet day for Forex. Ones to keep in mind today is equities. Let's see if the S&P can make that new high of the day. It's very close. Who knows what can happen? Let's see. And the euro, guys, another rejection. I forgot to say, but another rejection here at the euro. Let me clean this chart up for you guys. So another rejection at this trend line here on the euro, and as you can see, it's selling off now on the last few hours. And if you start breaking this purple line here, guys, I think then you can target. The first level to target is this 0990, so 110 handle, and if that doesn't hold, guys, then all the way back to 0930 again for the euro, to be very honest. That's what I think here. And another thing before I go, cable, it's very strong. This is another one that I tried to sell this, but it's still not really showing any mercy here, to be honest. Can that change? It does. It can. Yeah, especially the cable. It can change market environment very quickly, but for now it's still holding very well. If we go to the euro pound, for example, as you can see, the euro pound close to those lows again, and we have been selling very dramatic here in the last few weeks, isn't it? It's just by being 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 6th week in red so far for the euro pound. So another thing there to keep in mind, and a really massive clean false breakout here, isn't it? Very clean false breakout there on the euro pound, and I think it's if we start to break this moving average here, which is the 100 moving average, I think it's all about this 86.50 next. And I think that's all, guys. Thanks so much for being here. Tomorrow morning I'll be here again, going through the market. I hope you have a great day, and I see you guys soon. Take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.